Akwawe Donna Blue Cakes NG, and I'm your host for Baking New Memories. Welcome to another exciting episode of this program. So, thank you for the calls and all the feedbacks from last week. It was awesome. I'm looking forward to showing you a lot of exciting things this time around. So, please, I would like to let you know that Blue Cakes is an outfit that specializes in cakes for all events, creative and innovative cakes that can make that event memorable. We also have a training school where you, as an aspiring baker, can achieve, your skills that you have been dreaming to get. Upcoming on the 4th of June is a discount class that you cannot afford to miss. The details will be shown on the screen. It's just 27,000 naira. So why am I saying this? I don't want you to miss out on this. It happens once a year. So today I'm going to teach you how to make chocolate chip oats cookies and some delightful cupcakes following from last week's recipe. So let's go ahead to what we need to make this cookie. You would need So let's go ahead and see how we get to do this. But while we're doing this, I'm going to be doing most of it manually for the benefit of those of you who don't have equipment at home. So let's move along. So the first thing you want to do is to put your butter and your sugar in a sizable bowl. Sizable in the sense that where you can cream without any difficulty. So we'll start by creaming this, and I will show you the technique of doing this manually. So you start to bring this in and then continue in one direction. I'm just trying to get in the sugar to get into the margarine, and then we'll continue like this for a period of time until we get those three things I initially listed. See that our mixture is now light colored and light textured. Let us go ahead to combine our cocoa powder and our baking powder. We need just half teaspoon of this. Now always remember to use leveled measurements, except stated otherwise. If you stated otherwise, you will hear you see heapful. So leveled measurements. This is sifted cocoa powder, unsweetened. So it is time for us to go ahead with the incorporation of all these beautiful ingredients. So first things first, we're going to use just one egg. You beat it in. Remember what the beating technique means. You add your 100 grams of rolled oats. This is going to be one very nice tasty cookie. Very nice. Then you have to add your vanilla essence. Interchangeably, you get to hear this as vanilla extract, so it's the same thing. Extract, essence is the same thing. So you blend that in. And I'd already said this is 1 tablespoon of milk. Wow. This is already feeling so nice. Can't wait to see how it's gonna look like. Now, I'm going to put some of this. I'm not just going to put all. Some of the chocolate chip. And I'll use the other for dressing. Blend it in. And now I'd want to put in my combined flour, baking powder and unsweetened cocoa instead of this. But it's already sifted, but I would want to sift it into this bowl just to make sure that it's nice and light. See how big my sieve is. Wonderful. Okay. So my sifted flour in my cookie batter. I'm going to blend this in. You can see it's kind of a little thick. Until this is well incorporated and blended. So let's go ahead and see how that looks. Okay, so you see our mix. We have our cookie, batter. So this is a baking sheet, and we're putting it onto our pan. So with the aid of a pastry brush, you just lightly touch your margarine and then grease your sheets. The reason you do this is to make sure that your cookie does not attach itself to the pan, to the paper. So nicely greased, then we go ahead. With the aid of a dessert spoon, you could just do this. I'm going to put this in separate areas, spaced from each other. This is the best time you would have put on your oven and it's preheating. So here we have something like this, and I just want to add this on top, press down a bit. Okay, so see how it looks like. Nice and pretty. It's going into the oven straight up while we go ahead with the cupcakes. So last week I taught you how to make a vanilla plain cake. So we can decide to tweak it a bit and just change the flavor to strawberry. So I'm halving the ingredients from last week. Basically what we have is 200 grams of butter creamed with 100 grams of sugar. I already have my cream mixture. I've shown you how to get that, right? And then we had 320 grams last week. Now I'm going to be working with 160 grams of flour with 3 eggs. That's against 6 eggs from the last time. So remember, large eggs are ideal. Wow, look at that. Wonderful. Now I'm doing manual throughout so that you can actually take advantage of this class. Okay, so let's go ahead to incorporate our ingredients. Cream mixture, you already know what that is. I'm going to use strawberries this time, just 1 teaspoon. You have to be careful with this flavor though, it's kind of concentrated. And then for your baking powder, please, we're making cupcakes only, just be careful with your baking powder because it is just a little. The reason is because the surface area is quite small. You don't want to allow it flow over your pan and get deflated, like it just crashes on you. I'm going to talk about oven heat. I'm going to talk about that situation on my next class. So I'm putting just 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder into my 160 grams of flour. And even if I'm doing a little more, like 300 grams, 320 grams, 500, and I'm doing cupcakes, I will still maintain my baking powder as 1/4. So let's quickly blend that. You've seen this before. We're just going to repeat the process. Be sure to always scrape the sides so that everything comes in well blended. Please, I'm looking forward to seeing your feedbacks and what you've tried at home. And then you fold on the fine flour. You see that up-down motion? Yeah, just continue that way until it's well blended. So now we have our nice smooth batter. The only difference now is that we have strawberry flavor in it. I just put a little bit of this food coloring here, and then try to get my pink. Oh wow, look at that. Oh goodness, this is going to be so cool. You should try this at home for your friends. They'll be happy and they'll keep coming to visit you. So alright, so you see how nice looking this batter is, strawberry flavored and then making pink. So we need to put the cupcakes in the oven, but before we do that, you know, this is important to have. This is our cupcake tray, our cupcake pan. You have to line it. You don't need to grease this pan. This is enough. So let me just go ahead to put this right round. So this helps me get an even, you know, distribution of quantity. But you can do it with a normal metal spoon. Now you don't overfill, because I'll still touch this up. You don't overfill. You just try to get it to a certain level. And then remember, your oven is preheating, and this just bakes with a temperature of 140 to 150 degrees for about 30 to 45 minutes. You preheat with 180 degrees, but you bake with 140 to 150. Your preheating should not be beyond 20 minutes. So we're leveling this and straight up to the oven. Okay, wow, so our strawberry cupcakes and our chocolate chip oat cookies are out. Now it's very important for you to allow it cool completely, especially the cupcakes cool completely in the pan, because if you take it out too early, the paper thing will come off and it'll make it look so ugly and awkward. So this has to be crispy. You can see how lovely it's looking, and you can imagine how it will taste. So but presentation is key, so I'm going to be presenting this in a very proper way right now. Okay, so now your baked nibbles are properly cooled. You can serve to guests by piping with buttercream. I have here chocolate drip. You can equally just drizzle, you know, nicely. Wow, look at that. So nice. Very lovely baked treats that you can give your family and friends, like I said. So you should try this. I'm going to teach you how to make this chocolate drip. So look at that, lovely. I'm waiting for your feedbacks. Now remember the timing, do not exceed it. Remember the temperature, do not exceed it, because you're going to get the wrong texture altogether. Wow. You should totally try this. I think it will go with ice cream. A very nice soda. So till next time on Baking You Memories, I'm Akpewe Idono, Blue Cakes NG. Ciao.